Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Alignable Success Series. It is February 26, 2025. And Chuck, thanks for being my amazing co-host. We're
Love
gonna have fun. Go ahead and introduce yourself first, and then I'll go next this time.
Okay, so I'm Chuck. I head up the contest, head up PR, try to make everybody here as famous as humanly possible across Alignable or outside of Alignable too. That's probably the best summary, I think.
Oh, okay. And he is very telling the truth about making people famous because Chuck, I was on the phone with Shar Ferguson yesterday, and
Oh.
you got her on like what? On
And
all
she
the big
ended up on Nightline actually because of an article. Yeah.
amazing. She just still talks about that. So
Oh,
I'm
she's a
Sue Brooke.
sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm Sue Brooke. I've been a member of Alignable for many years, over 10 years. 10 years ago, I met the co-founder in Long Beach, California at a business event. I was a busy business owner back then. And in the 2020, I came on board. That's a long story. I won't get into the whole thing, but I get to teach people how to use Alignable. And my favorite part of the week is getting to talk to amazing business owners like the two we have on the screen here. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Oh, I forgot. We're each going to do a fun fact. One of my favorite things to do at any event is instead of like blasting everybody with how awesome everybody is and what we do, let's tell your name and you two could say something quick about your business and then a fun fact about yourself. So like my name's Sue. I work for Alignable now, and let's see, I've owned 7 Volkswagen New Beetles, and one of them saved my life. So that's one of my fun facts. Chuck, what's your fun fact, real quick?
Oh my God, I have so many, but I'm gonna use the zinger. I'm gonna use the showstopper. I'm very into genealogy on top of everything. I have traced my some of my lines all the way back to um, biblical times. Okay, I'm related to Jesus, and I'm related to Miley Cyrus.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And those of you who don't know too, I found a sister found me on Ancestry. So that's something we have
That's
in
another
common a
one.
little bit there, Chuck. And Natalie, go ahead and introduce yourself. I am my longtime friend. One of the first people I met on Alignable, actually.
You came all the way from California and you showed up in my driveway in Michigan.
I did in my motorhome.
Then we went out and had a beer.
All
Oh my
right.
God. That was so much fun. So I am Natalie DeLeo, and I am a mortgage advocate for Mortgage Resource Plus in Southfield. And my fun fact is that in 2013, I had foot surgery where they put metal in my foot. And 24 hours later, I dozed off in my rocker and I actually got hit by lightning. Lightning came in my house, hit me. I flew off the chair, and we actually ended up having $20,000 worth of damage to the house. But I was okay. They just had to
Wow.
restitch and recast me, and I was good to go. So, yeah, so I survived lightning. I did,
Oh
and
my
I'm full of
God.
it.
Oh my goodness,
I
that is
remember
a showstopper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't
that's a
mess
big
with
one.
Natalie, she'll zap you.
Exactly. You guys are supposed to be here. All right, James, what's yours?
Wow. Well, I'm not as supercharged
I
as
need
Natalie.
Virginia flesh just listening to that.
So, my name is James Clemens, and I have an ad agency in Panama City Beach, Florida. This is my facility behind me. That's not a screenshot, it's my actual space that I created several years back. And it was modeled after many visits to Google facilities around the world. So I bring a lot of Google knowledge forward, and I have a lot of titles and accolades and fun things that are boring to people who don't understand them, but they have a high value to me. And so I have too much fun doing what I do. And the fun fact about me is that I don't sleep a lot. I don't like sleeping. I like doing and being and thinking and reading and learning and figuring out a new strategy, but I hate sleeping. I absolutely do not like sleeping. So,
I'm a late bird too. Sometimes it's like 2 in the morning and I was like, I have to sleep. I have to. I have to force myself. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thanks you guys for being here. Chuck, do you want to start everybody off with a question for these two awesome people?
Well, I do because it is still contest season, and you two have won a lot of local contests. You two are both like always hovering in the top 25 women, the top 50 of whatever that leaderboard says at any given time. What's your advice to people having gone through this a couple of years, right? How can people get the most out of this contest? And Natalie, let me start with you.
Well, you know, it doesn't take a contest for you to thank people, to tell them you appreciate them,
Right.
to thank them for, you know, supporting. And the contest generates that. It makes us do it right away, but that's something you need to do year round. And that is where, you know, you're able to do the recommendations. You know, you build those relationships. It's just amazing. So I want to say the contest generates that. However, don't let it stop on March 7th. Continue it.
Thank you.
Good one. Oh, I love it. And believe me, Natalie is the queen of appreciation and taking care of everybody. And I love it. James, what's yours?
Wow, the contest has been phenomenal. It's every year it lifts me further and further and further, and it's truly rocket fuel for your rocket ship. I mean, that's the best way to think of it. It gives you that lift across Alignable. It builds your network, but more importantly, it builds authentic relationships that are friends that you care about, you pray about, you think about, you send good vibes to, you send good wishes to, you want them to do well, you think about them. I have people pop in my head at 1, 2 in the morning, and I'll send them a message and say, I just thought about this. I went and looked at your website. Something led me there. Your SSL certificate's not working. You need to renew that because I'm getting an error message going to your website. They'll go, wow, thank you. And but it all starts off of the launch of that rocket ship, which is the contest each year. It's a phenomenal way to start the year.
I love it. That's
It's
amazing.
so great to hear it. So great to hear it. So much goes into it. You know, James, I mean, you know the deal. You know, I'm also a night owl too. I mean, James and I'll exchange things. I'll be like, oh my God, he's up. It's like,
Yep.
okay. I just know not to send you anything before 11 a.m. I think
Yeah, I don't answer before 11 a.m. That's not my to do.
that's not your time period.
No, Chuck knows me well. That's exactly right.
That's it. But you know what? But both of you have been really, let me just thank both of you right now, um, for just being such lightning rods, really. Pardon me. Natalie, for that. I wasn't thinking of that before, but lightning rods for the contest. And Natalie, you were right in there in year one, and people are like, what is this? Whatever. It's like, nope, Natalie's in here. She's bringing her peeps. She's telling everyone because it's good. Like it's just promoting positivity and goodness and recognition for small businesses, which you always need more of that. They never get enough recognition. This helps a little bit. So thank you for those things. I'm it's amazing what's happened with it. And and I do have a vision for it in the future too. So I'm going to leave it at that with this group, but hopefully we pave the way for a lot of great contests to come too.
I love it. And I want to piggyback off of that and keep this going for a minute because the two of you, well, first of all, before you answer the question that I'm going to ask you, tell everybody how long you've been on Alignable, and maybe how you got here. But one of the things you just said was, Natalie, that what you shouldn't be just focusing on the contest. And I do see people that they're completely disappear. You just never see them until it's contest time and they just do everything they can to try to win the contest and then they disappear. That's not really a cool thing to do.
Not the best use of their time, really.
No. So, but the two of you are two people I chose to interview because of this fact. You seem to be everywhere on Alignable. You actually, every time I see a post somewhere on Alignable or a comment, you're helping someone. Like you are actually, James, you have been in the Alignable University group and you're always answering questions. I don't even need to be in there. You just take over and you set yourself as an expert. And Natalie, you help run the Women Business Owners group, among other things. So tell us a little bit more about showing up and becoming somebody that people start recognizing on Alignable. Let's start with James right now. We'll go back and forth.
Well, that's all a lot of great stuff to cover. And let me tell you where I'm at with it. Giving back to Alignable is an easy thing to do because Alignable gives back to me so much. And if I can layer in a little bit of thought logic here, anything great like a wallpaper in a room, it's the wallpaper itself is what you visually see, and it's what really matters in your visual substance. But the glue behind the wallpaper matters a whole lot. That glue is what holds the paper to the wall and allows that wallpaper to do what it does so well. Alignable, the contest, the connections, that is the glue to everything that we all are doing in business to succeed. It is very powerful. And so we have to lean in on it and we will get a lot back out of it. Alignable is full of the most amazing professionals in all the world. I've been a part of business for 45 years. My agency here was founded 33 years ago. I've been through it. I've been around it. I've been every phase of it. And I help businesses of every size from nonprofits all the way up to enterprise level. And everybody needs the same things. And is where it all comes from that they need is their network. It's all about their network. And so Alignable is your network. And so if you just give to it, care for it, and be genuine, reach out, you see things, just be yourself. Lose all the sales, everything, just be yourself, have fun, just let it go, have fun and lift each other up. You see somebody in need, just give them a thought of advice. You see somebody celebrating, give them some applause. See somebody sad, give them some love, some kindness. It's all it takes. And Alignable will pour back the love upon you. I've been here 5 years, and every year it exponentially gets better and better and better. Last year, I ended up at number 16 on the contest, finished out for all of North America. And it was an amazing experience to have that happen and to have that lift that came from it. And now I'm in the top 30 currently, and I'm absolutely love losing to all the people I have that are ahead of me on that list. And I see 5,000 of them behind me that belong in front of me. And I'm like, how can I get them up there? And I'll lose to them because of that amazing people. And that's just how I feel.
I love it. Natalie, how about you?
So, well, I have a phrase that I like to say, and I'm sure everybody has heard it, but I think it applies to Alignable, is be the light that helps others see. And I think that's really, really important that you come on to the platform with that light, with that positivity, with you never know what day the other person is having when you come on to there. So, you want to be that light, you want to be the source of them. I've been on Alignable for 8 years. And I think one of the things, if I can tell a quick story, is I joined Alignable before the pandemic. And I did like everybody. I signed on, whatever. I got my picture up there and everything. And I thought, okay, so I did it. And I just left it. I didn't do anything. I'd go back and check it. And it's like, okay, you got a point. Okay, you got this, and it's like, you just didn't get it in the beginning. Then the pandemic hit. We were essential business. So we went home, we had to continue to work. That gave me an opportunity to dig into Alignable. And as soon as I got on Alignable, all I saw was panic. In the messages was, oh my gosh, it's, the pandemic hit. I'm going to lose my business. People, we can't go to work. We can't do this. And so I'm messaging and I'm saying, hey, just relax. We're all in it. we're all going to be fine. The cleaners down the street, the bagel place, the dealership, the whatever. And I just started trying to put that positive out there. And I ended up getting a message, and it was a gentleman. And he said, "Can I get your phone number?" And I said, "Well," I said, "I'm married, but here's my number." He laughed.
Oh my God.
And so he called me, and he was actually an attorney about 10 minutes from my work. And he said, he said, "I've been watching you comment and helping people." And he said, "You know what?" He said, "I have two people just like you in the same industry, and they're making me look bad." And he said, "But I have a feeling that you don't do that." And he says, I refer all the time, and I always use these people, but he said, "Could I give you business as long as you don't make me look bad?" And I said, "I will never make you look bad." And I said, "In fact, I'll have your people feel so great, and maybe I can't help them, but let's give them this positive and give them direction in what they needed to do." And our relationship started there. He gave me the first client. We saved the lady's house. She found out her house was in bankruptcy and her husband died. She never knew he filed bankruptcy. She found out when they came to take her house. So we saved her house.
Wow.
And after that, our relationship just built from that. And that was just building that trust. So if anybody, and I'm going to give a tip right now that a lot of people don't know, and it has to do with recommendations. And I think it's the perfect time to do it because of John and this relationship. If you set up one-on-one or you're in a Smart Connect with somebody and you see that they have 4 recommendations, please make their day.
Yep.
Call them, reach out to them, do a one-on-one, learn a little bit more about them, and say, "You know what? Based on our conversation, I think you're a great person. I'm going to give you your 5th recommendation because Alignable will make you highly recommended now, and you will get your badge on your page." And everybody, they go, "Will you do that for me? Really?" I mean, they're just surprised. And I said, "As long as I have a conversation with you, I
Right.
write a recommendation based on that conversation." And they just take off with that. So if you see anybody that's got 4, please make their day and have a conversation with them.
That's a great, great.
Yeah.
Gee, well, that show. Here's the thing, Natalie, you are such a classy pro. I mean, we see it all the time. James just said it in another way. Yeah, you're already getting comments here. This is great. But that bit of advice also shows you've been on Alignable a long time, where you're like,
Long time.
oh,
I'm aging myself, but yes.
oh, please. Hey, listen,
It's okay.
you're 35 years old. Let's just that's
Thank
where
you.
So
Yeah.
James, so now that let's just keep going with success stories. So Natalie gave one of her success stories. What's one of yours? Have you met anybody? And yeah.
I have Paul. So Big Paulo in Florida was my mentor coming on, and he still is. And so we strategized years back on many things and built a friendship out of our bond and who we are as individuals. And from there, it has blossomed into dozens of other friends that just really enrich my life. And we share each other, we text each other, we call each other, we have private one-on-ones, and we talk about life. We give each other life skills and advice, and we try to see each other do a little bit better each day. We try to lift each other up. And going back to where Natalie was speaking on, that the recommendations is a powerful thing for them. I do that as well. And it's just like during this contest that we have going on, many people just go and vote and then run off. But as I try to encourage everyone, spend time, read their whole profile, and give at least 3 interactions somewhere. That's what I found is the really lights people up is 3 interactions, like another recommendation, like one of their services, and then like one of the recommendations they gave to somebody. What happens is I usually get 2 private messages out of the 3 because I've liked somebody else's recommendation. that person usually writes me, thanks me for that, and connects with me. And so the bridge keeps going and going and going. And so this is how I've built my network up to 4,400 people, is to build that bridge and never stop. It's an endless grid that all locks together and continually grows.
That's amazing. Awesome. So, Chuck, did you have another question real quick?
These two are just taking it away. I
I
feel like
know,
I could
like-
go get a bagel and come back. I mean, they're they're taking the whole thing.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
anyway, no, you know what I'd love to ask both of you about, and very candidly, okay? Um, and I'm going to start with James this time. James, why is it a big deal on Alignable to be premium? What are people missing out on by not being premium?
Okay, so I'm a great case study here.
Right.
I spent a year on the free completely, back 5 years back. Never won the contest, never had much lift, never had anything happen. I watched the same guy here from the contest start to where I joined win every year my local contest. Fabulous guy, tremendously networked, a golf instructor that's well respected, teaches all the rich to do people how to golf at our country clubs here, very connected. So I was like, wow, what am I going to do here? I want to be that number one guy. I think that'd be great. So I tried it the second year, I got closer. I cut him in half. I got really within reach, but I couldn't quite get there. So then the next year, then I was talking to Dr. Thomas and talking to Dr. Paul and Dr. Gary White and many friends. We were talking about this. And then I was like, I'm going to step up and try the premium plus version. And immediately my entire Alignable experience changed when I refreshed the page. The reach, I started seeing Canada people, I started seeing Arizona and Ohio, and I'm down here in Florida. And before I had like an 80-mile reach or something very local and small, but immediately it went completely North America. And I immediately started growing to a pace that I never expected. In that very year, then that is when I reached and won my local contest, won the next year local contest, and then the third time around last year, I ended up at number 16 across all of North America. And it would not have happened without Premium Plus. My phrase that I repeat over and over is you're just
Oh, here it
playing
comes.
if you don't go Premium Plus. There's just absolutely, it's well worth it.
Interesting. How about you, Natalie? Wow.
Well, I think, the premium, everybody starts out on the free version, right? They just do. Somehow they've been invited and they start. And then, when they get a little education behind their belt and they start to feel a little bit good about, their page and what they're doing, I think they find that maybe they are missing some of those connections. Now, I'm local. I can only do business in Michigan. However, the friendships that I have gotten worldwide is just phenomenal on Alignable, but I still have to focus on local. And knowing that I can meet people locally in so many other communities around me, it just opened up the door because, when you talk to people in this next city and you say, hey, you got to get on Alignable, well, they want to connect with you. And if you're not premium, then you're not going to end up seeing them. And when you do that, you get more connection credits. You get to see who is looking at your page, who's come there. And every single day when I get up and I go on my page, I always look to see who visited me that evening or that morning. And I always reach out to them. And if anything, I'll get a thank you back. So I'll just say, hey, Mary, I saw that you visited my page last night. Is there anything I can answer for you? Is there anything I can do for you? And she'll respond and say, oh, first of all, I didn't know that you could see that I came to your page. Now I know that she's on the free, right? So then I extend myself and I said, no, I did see you there. And I thought maybe I could, help you answer a question, or why don't we do a Zoom and let me have a little chat with you and I'll explain to you the benefits of why I can see and you're not able to see. And then usually they'll say, can you help me go premium right now? And I walk them through the whole thing. We share the screen and they go premium right at the Zoom meeting because they see the benefit. So connection credits, you guys are so generous and it's so helpful. And then being able to see who is actually coming to your page. Some people will come and just say, because they said that you had a wonderful, header, or they said that your story was great or whatever. So I came to your page to see it. And I usually say, well, do you want to help? You want me to help you? And let's jump on a Zoom and share your page and I'll give you a few ideas. And that's where Karen and I came up with an event that we do, and it's called Women Who Lift. And it's just because it's in the Women Business Owners group. And, women, I guess men, I don't know. Chuck, have you ever had a facelift? I don't know.
Have I?
Or James,
I
have you ever
think I
had a
need. I
facelift?
think I need one. Yeah. No.
I need
thank
hair.
Well, I
Does
have to
anybody got
tell
some
you,
hair I can have? I have no hair. I'm
Yeah,
losing all
I'm
my
hanging
hair.
on. I'm hanging on to that as long as I can.
well, Karen and I have an event called Strong Women Lift. And what we actually do is tell the ladies, you come on and we will give you a facelift. And we actually do a individual page. We help them lift up their page and we do some tweaking and everything. And then we have a second one follow up to that, teaching them all these little things about Alignable, going premium, how to do the recommendation from 4 to 5. Why do you want to do that? And all of these things. So if it's in your budget, look at your budget, people. And if you're spending a lot of money on advertising, you're spending a lot of money on things, look at the value that you have for a nominal charge and what you reach out to everybody. The extension is just so much.
Cut
Connection.
2 Coca-Colas out of your drink. Cut 2 Coca-Colas a day out of your life. You'll be healthier and you can pay for Alignable Premium.
Yeah. So if it's in your budget,
Plus,
please go premium because it'll really help. And it might be just one transaction, depending on what what your
and
business
can't
is.
you
One,
write it off on your taxes too? I mean, I
Yeah,
think you could,
there
right?
you go,
the business
but
expense.
Yeah. So now that brings us to Alignable 360, which is our brand new huge launch that we did yesterday. I know, James, you were on there. I don't know if you
Yep.
were, Natalie, to hear about from our co-founder, Eric, about the amazing feature upgrades we have for your My Network page. James, what do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts? I know it just got launched yesterday, but what do you think?
I am so glad I attended it. It's always great to see Eric as the co-founder and the CEO present and tell us about his prized child, Alignable, and what him and Ben Cat and all of you Alignable amazing people have done. And hearing what Alignable 360 is adding into this tool set that we have, into the platform is amazing. It's not a feature. So a lot of people think, well, is it a feature? No, it's not a feature. It's a complete, as a car guy, think of it to where it's like doing a frame off restoration and putting a whole new engine in it and then dropping the alignable shell back up, back down. That is what Alignable 360 is now. It is serious rocket fuel for your rocket ship. It is like seriously. If you're here to network and build a system to build your business off of, Alignable 360 is where it's at.
Absolutely. And for those of you who have not heard about it, I'm going to be doing some actually tomorrow. Every week I'm on Alignable Now Wet, and I'll be teaching that. So starting tomorrow. So definitely jump on one of those. Basically, Alignable, as long as you know exactly who your ideal customer is and your ideal referral partner is, that makes Alignable 360 work because it can go out and help you find your ideal customers, referral partners, and help meet the right people, build your network, look into your secondary. It just goes on and on and on, where you can actually, Alignable will help you find them. So yes, I'm very excited about it, and I'm excited to start teaching that as well. Dr. Do you have
And I have to tell everybody, there's another reason I'm excited about it. And you know, I'm always trying to bring stories together, right? Well, we happen to be in the final 2 weeks of the contest, week and a half. You can use Alignable 360. In fact, I'd encourage people to find new introductions, people you want to meet. Okay, that's a big thing with Alignable 360. Find new people you want to meet who are being set up as great referral partners for you or potential customers. Get yourselves introduced. Go nuts with the introductions and introduce other people, because that can lead to more activity in the contest, and you might find more people to vote for too. So that's my pitch on Alignable 360. And I just like to know from James, because I know, James, you're a super techie guy. You're the techie guy of all techie guys. I wish I could hire you, okay? Like, just to help me through techie things. But anyway, and if we lived closer, I'd be over every day saying, okay, I need help. But apply it to the contest now. Apply it to maybe, getting more introductions. You see where I'm headed with it too?
Yes, I
Oh,
do. So you have to realize that there's an algorithm involved.
right.
So the alignable algorithm will power you if you give it the right signals. Just like on search with Google or Bing, there are search signals that allow them to understand intent and relevancy to what's going on. So Alignable needs to see those signal intents. And is what you do is that you have to go to their profiles and interact with people. Again, you don't have to send them messages if you don't want to write a lot. But when I'm busy, every hour, a few hours, I pull up on Alignable. I bounce around, see what's going on for 10, 15 minutes instead of looking at news. And I simply go and hit 4 or 5 of my people that I see, and I give 3, 4 interactions on their profile page. They know I've stopped by. They know I've visited. I've given them some likes. I've given them some lift. The algorithm sees that I'm lifting them. I'm connecting to them. And now they become further lifted by me. I get further lifted by them. And then our networks combine and we lift each other's networks up further. And the algorithm just rinses and repeats, rinses and repeats.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. So while we're on the same topic, I just love that, because I notice that too when I post things. In fact, an old post that I had done, God, almost, it was over a year ago. And all of a sudden I'm like, why is this thing popping up? And all of a sudden people are commenting on it. So now it's back up there again. But let's talk about for a second groups on Alignable. So Natalie, you help run the Women Business Owners group. I don't know if you're involved in any other groups. James, are you involved with or running other groups besides your alliance?
Oh, well, thank you for asking.
Involved in a lot.
I'm actually involved in several groups of helping, and I've also assigned, I think, 9 leaders to groups that did not have them. So I went and rescued those groups, found the right people, courted them, sold them on the idea of them being leaders, and then they became leaders of those groups. But as far as my group that you asked about, that's the small business website group. We have over 36,000 members in there, and I have run that group for 5 years now. I am the only person that runs that group. I lean on all of the experts in that group to help me run that group. People like Christopher with Hoot Host and Axio, Steve, my buddy Steve at Axio, and many of them. There's so many of them, and we all just collaborate. But I am the leader of it, and I care about those people so very much. And we are giving great advice to business owners on how to better power themselves online, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yes, and both of you for in groups. Like a lot of people that are new to Alignable, we probably have some newbies on the show today or watching. I know that most people get on Alignable and they think it's another social media platform like everything else. And they think they have to act the same exact way, post the same exact spammy things about their business and tell everybody how great they are, and post their, they think they're supposed to do that, which is, you know, that's how they're trained, right? But Alignable is so
Oh, man.
different.
It's
So I
so
want,
good.
so I'll go ahead and start with, well, let's start with Natalie this time, and then James, hold it in. Give some tips on how to act in groups. Like if someone is asking about something that you do, how would you respond to it? That kind of thing. Go ahead, Natalie.
Okay, so this is this is very interesting subject. So when you're in a group, you do not, this is not the place to sell. You do not sell yourself. This is the place to build support, to build community with people. I really encourage you, if you're in a group, to try to be a moderator or a leader. You try to move up and be that person that moderates and to lead, because that opens up the door of creativity, and people follow creativity. I can post something creative, and it's interesting because, you know, you'll post an inspirational quote. So what I do once a week, I take about an hour and I gather some favorite inspirational quotes. And that's my backup if I can't jump on Alignable and spend a lot of time. At least I can post in a group a different kind of inspiration. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you're in a group, you want to be active. You want to comment on other people's comments. So if I post an inspirational quote, Sue might just say, "Oh my gosh, Natalie, I heard that quote a couple of years ago. Thanks for posting it again. It reminded me of this or this." So this communication between the two of us. And in groups, they always have events, and that's where you want to attend the Smart Connects. That's where you get a chance. You only meet one person once. You know, you'll never meet two people on a Smart Connect at the same time. So you want to get into the Smart Connects, and the algorithm and Alignable will match you up with people. So, you know, you're going to be in a room with someone and you were meant to be there for a reason, whatever that may be. And not necessarily is it myself that you're supposed to be meeting with. It's usually all the people that are behind me, all the people that got me to where I'm at. This is who you want to meet. Not necessarily me. You want to go through me to get to them. And in groups, that gives you that opportunity. But do not sell yourself. That is not the time to do that. You need to build a trust, have gratitude for what you do, help and support people, and then business just will come. It just will. You know, I built a wonderful relationship with Elise, and she's on the call here. And I have purchased things from her, and all I do is I hear, "Oh, I use this travel agent, and I use this person, and she's using all the people on Alignable in her business, and vice versa." And if we would not have met in the Women Business Owners Group, if we would not have met on this platform, it wouldn't have happened. So you need to build those relationships. I built a relationship with somebody that actually changed their air flight so that they could come from Canada to Detroit just to meet me.
Oh my
And I drove to the airport and we sat for 5 hours and had dinner. And she changed it and found out that she could fly into Detroit from Canada before she went to France.
That's amazing.
And I'm going, "You're going to do that for me?" And she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "I want to meet you. Can you be there?" I said, "I'll be there." It was just awesome.
We need
So
to have a big event where everybody flies in, maybe to Vegas or something, and we all meet each other. Wouldn't that be amazing?
yeah, awesome.
James, keep it going. I know you were on
James, the best quote so far is James, hold it in. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I was having a hot flash hearing that.
I consult the hundreds of businesses each month around the world, and the top performers, the executives, the CEOs, they say the same thing. Social media sucks. selling sucks. They don't like it anymore. They don't want to do it. And I simply tell them straight up, I agree with you 100%. And this is why I tell them that over 10 years ago, I shut down the sales department of my company, and we have no sales department, no sales division, no sales effort. I focus it all on customer success. I was like, if our customers are successful, they will grow, they will need more, they will buy more businesses, they will refer us to their friends and cousins and brothers and uncles, and we will be done advertising. And this is what happened. And so I stopped selling years ago. I do not like selling. I sell nothing. I am a brand strategist that loves to lift companies up, and I do it through a non-sales aspect in the areas where selling does not belong, like on Alignable. This is a platform to know, like, and trust, to build that relationship on. Sales is not where we're at here. Social media is not where we're at here. Think of it that you're sitting on a nice, friendly bench in a nice, beautiful park somewhere, and you're peaceful and you're relaxing. And Chuck comes up and comes walking along, and he sits down and he says, well, hello, James. How are you enjoying the day today? And I, well, thank you, sir. I'm having a good time today. It's beautiful weather out here. And he's like, yes, the weather is nice. And oh, look at that bird over there playing with that mouse over there. Isn't that lovely? Yes, it's lovely. And hey, that brings me, we're building a relationship, but we are not selling to each other. We're simply having a conversation as two people. And through that rapport, that back and forth, we will have a bond. And if we say the right things and respect each other and show that genuine care as a fellow human, it'll lead soon to a shake of a hand. And what do you do? And how do you do it? And why do you do it? And you have a business card. And it was nice speaking to you. That is what we're doing on Alignable again and again, just in a digital form.
Gosh. I hope we were recording that, weren't we?
We were, yeah. We've got quote after quote here.
Oh my goodness. Oh. All right,
The
let's
bird and the mouse was really getting me there too. I was like, I'm really loving where he's going. James, I think we're related secretly. I don't know. There's just something the way you think and the way I think. It's just
we're
you just make
aligned.
me smile. Yeah,
we are aligned, and we are. And speaking of that, let me just tell you that chuckle and laugh before you write something on Alignable. Get rid of, shake off that negativity wherever you're at, that stress from work, that stress from business, that crying baby in the corner, your spouse who's going, and driving you wacky. Shake it all off. Pull up Bugs Bunny, pull up something, the Roadrunner, pull up a cartoon, look at it for 10 seconds, giggle, laugh, chuckle. Think of Chuck smiling and chuckling and see that and go and pull that energy out and now write. And then when you do that, the same with a phone call, smile and chuckle while you're writing, and it'll improve you greatly.
that is a great tip, and it's absolutely true. Yes. And for me, I'd add in watch one of your favorite shows from the 70s or the 60s. Partridge Family, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, any family affair, anything that brings you back, it just does it resets you.
Yes, you are so right. If anybody's focusing on trying to build their business through branding and marketing and advertising, let me tell you, we've crunched about several $1 million worth of ad spend and studies, and from big enterprise levels all down. And it comes down to brand lift comes through you focusing on getting your brand voice corrected and aligned with your mission and your goals, and then repeating that brand message in your marketing while you build your advertising efforts. But they all work separately and independently. So stop thinking of them as one ball of wax. One's a baseball, one's a football, and one's a bowling ball. They're different and they're used differently. And so think about that and let that expand on you a little bit. And then send me a message if you want to talk about any of it further for free. I have nothing for sale. I have free advice to everybody that I can help. Thank you.
I love it.
You are just so great. You're so knowledgeable. We had to just do a podcast with you two every week.
Yeah,
so,
no
you know what I mean? I'm just like, holy moly.
Well,
and Natalie, your story about meeting the woman on the way to France in Detroit. That's a showstopper. I mean, it's a showstopper.
Yes.
Natalie
Amazing.
is supercharged. She is
Okay.
supercharged, let me tell you.
And to tell you the truth,
Over-connected.
I never told her, but I had just had knee
Amazing.
surgery.
Oh.
And I showed up on crutches to the airport.
That's
So-
dedication. That is dedication. That's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to win.
That's how strong our group is, the Women Business Owners Group. We just,
I'm gonna meet
we
him.
like to surprise people.
I wish I could join that group.
Oh,
Oh,
funny.
it's great. Karen is wonderful, and Anna Marie and Christine, and yeah, Christine's the one that I met at the airport.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Great.
I cannot believe how fast this hour's going with you two. This is like the fastest. I'm like, we need another hour. We have 10 minutes left. So I want to know if you guys can both share. We'll start with Natalie this time. Your best, maybe three or a few short of your best tips on how to best use Alignable. So go ahead, Natalie. Go first.
Well, if you are a premium, the number one is reach out to the people that came to you first. Because it's just, it's just a no-brainer. You reach out to them and they're going to thank you. They're just going to say, thank you, or they need something. That's just so important. So it's really nice to know who's going to come and visit you. Get your profile right. That's one of the big tips. Remember, you can be in a fancy dress and a fancy suit, or you can be whatever, but that's who you are as a person. When somebody goes to your business page, that has to represent you. So, make sure that, you scroll down on the business page and you put your picture in where you're the owner, because that's going to follow you. We don't want those initials. We don't want your logo in there. We want you. Okay. And dress up your business page. That's real important, because when people come there, that's going to represent you until they can meet you on a Zoom or a Smart Connect. Use the Smart Connects. Really, really important. And when you build those relationships and you find those little golden nuggets and you've built that up, like the lady that came to the airport, or like Karen and I, or Elise, make sure that you write those authentic recommendations. Absolutely.
Love it. James.
And be creative.
I love
Be-
that. Oh,
Be creative.
if anybody is the most creative person ever that I've met in my life, is Natalie. If you want ideas for events, for anything, she blows my mind. Anyway, speechless.
Reach
James,
out to me. I'll give you something that probably nobody else has ever done. I can always come up with something.
absolutely. Everybody, make sure after this you go and connect with these two for sure. James, what are your
Yes,
top?
and vote for them. I'm just gonna say it. They're not gonna ask. Vote for them.
I'm not asking for votes, but I need votes, but I'm not
I'm doing
asking.
I'm doing it because I'm watching the votes every single day, guys. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, they got another one. I'm rooting for everyone, though. That's the thing. But still,
All right.
So Natalie's so correct. It is about creativity. It's about showing your personality, just like what I've done today and what I do and everything I'm a part of. Is I show myself, my flaws and all, as I say. Humans are needed, flaws and all. We're all perfect exactly the way we are. So go to someone's profile, read it, find some neat points about them, 2 or 3 bullet points, and then write a recommendation mentioning those. That you will find that they really love that. But what I discovered a few years back, that I coined the Alignable Power Tour. Some people know it. I've presented it to many of my close friends. That is where you go to anyone's profile at all and you click on their city and state. It takes you to the community profile for that city and state. Now you roam and read what they've posted in the community posts. And then you also hit the directory. And now you find one other person in that directory. You click their name, you go to their page, you go and you read it, you give them 3 interactions, and then you click on one of their great recommendations and you find that new person in another community and you rinse and repeat. You click on their city and state, you go through it, you look at it, you find the people, you see what people are writing about locally in their community, And this is the Alignable Power Tour, as I coined it several years back.
Awesome.
You don't need credits. You don't need premium. You don't need premium plus. When you go and do that and give those 3 engagements on that page, that person who has premium or premium plus will connect with you. They'll do it on it all automatically. You'll grow your network endlessly by doing the Power Tour.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Chuck, last minute question for these two. What do you got for them?
What is the biggest epiphany that you've had on Alignable about networking, about people, about friendship, about anything? I'm going to start with James on that one.
I have found that no matter how large our companies are, no matter where we're at, no matter what our families are made up of, no matter what our communities are struggling with, we're all exactly the same. We're exactly the same. And we're all exactly where we're supposed to be because everything we do is in timing with God's timing. And it's not about us. And as long as we stay focused on being our best and being absolutely, now this is the critical, important part, being accountable and responsible to yourself and to your desires to be your best. Those are 2 distinct elements that people get mixed up again in one ball. Accountable and responsible. We need more people doing that. And as long as you'll do that, you will succeed and everything you're a part of will succeed.
Wow, I love that. Natalie, what do
Yeah.
you say?
Well, a couple of words that come to mind would be that, I try to always, when I'm connected with somebody, is to notice. And it's really interesting that you may be there for one thing, but you're really there for something totally different if you notice. So don't be on the phone, crying kid in the back, whatever it is. Just notice, be in the moment with every single member that you meet on here. And opportunities are going to open. The opportunities are endless. And if you embrace every single moment and it's all about serving, you cannot go wrong. You're in that positive moment. So that's what Alignable does.
I think I got some tears coming into my eyes.
Yeah,
You
no,
are amazing.
there's a lot of profound sentiment there, and there's a lot going on with those 2 statements.
No kidding. I think I
There's
might
a
have to
lot.
go
It's
back.
also positive. It's just be your best self and let the good things happen for you because you're letting good things happen for other people. You're helping them. That's it.
Yeah, when you build that relationship, it's very important to trust. You
Yes.
have to trust. And it's amazing when you do that and you reach out and then what you get in return.
So true.
It's just amazing,
It is.
And
Oh, you guys
this light worker comment Steve Levinson just posted. This is a three-peat here.
Steve,
Yeah, I
Steve
mean,
is amazing. Steve is my buddy. Now, Steve, I have great respect for. Steve Levinson is just a wonderful person. I have such respect for him, and he is very good at what he does as well. I just love that guy.
I love it.
yes.
Oh, we have 2 minutes, and I just want to say I did post a few links in the chat. We do have a premium only. Well, actually, it's members only. So if you guys did not see, we have a new plans now. If you are a free member on Alignable, you're actually not a member on Alignable. You're a guest on Alignable. You can become a paid official Alignable member, where you get that blue verified member badge. Or you can become premium, which includes like all the things these guys were talking about. And then there's the step up, which is premium plus. If you are in any of those, if you have any of those badges on your profile, you can actually be in a group along with these 2 amazing humans. And we're going to be doing, I actually have a mastermind scheduled in there for next week. And I have Sherry Pedrioli has a Smart Connect. all for members only. And I'm going to be doing some other events, and I might bring the two of you on for a members only event in there. We're going to be talking for sure because they're so inspirational. So anyway, thanks everyone for being here. If there's also an upgrade link in there, if anybody wants to upgrade, and Chuck, what's your last?
And my final thing, I just have to say it. You upgrade during the contest, you get another 50 votes
Whoa.
to people. You get another 50 votes for being premium. Now, if you're already premium, you already have your extra 50 votes. But if you upgrade from not having a paid account, you get another 50 votes. And man, can that make you, that can put rocket fuel in your rocket.
Yes.
Everything with the contest, because it's great to praise everybody and find new people through Zooms and then vote for them too.
That's fabulous. And Sue just posted the link. So that's wonderful.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. This was one of the most
Appreciate everybody.
Yes.
Everybody go to the
Thank you.
YouTube and binge watch all of the episodes. And if you have a great success story, definitely reach out to me. You might be the next one on the show here.
Yes.
Thanks, Chuck. Love you guys.
Thanks, everyone. You're all the best. Thank
Have
you.
a great day. Thank you.
You too. Bye.